Yo! Video games.
Fine, I can get you the blue one if you want the blue one.
Shut up, Max. The blue one.
If you want the blue chair, I'll get you the blue chair.
Shut the hell up. I want the damn blue chair.
Okay.
You do the blue chair. You know what? I want you to sit in the blue chair. Give me that chair.
Fine.
Yeah.
Let's sit in the blue chair.
Yeah.
Let's sit in this
That's
chair.
a lot better than that.
Oh, there you go.
Black chair. Someone.
Hey.
Hello.
You know what? You know what, Simmons? I want you to sit on that. I'm gonna sit on your lap. How about that?
I like this.
All right.
Well, look at that. Take Simmons' chair.
Yeah, I'm gonna take some chair. Oh, you got a new chair.
With me in it.
He's always been.
No wonder it was all different. I was like freaking out. I'm like, dude, what happened to the chair?
He always sits in this chair.
What are you talking about? That's a new chair.
New chair.
That's a totally new chair. What are you talking about, bro? We all had the same spinning vinegar chair.
Steve, just because your perception of
What? Are you kidding me, bro? I swear. That's the only thing right there, man.
Since we have been in
No.
this house,
No. Max.
Simmons has always been in this chair.
No. I'm telling you, it was green.
My question is, would you like to see some tapes?
Oh, you want to take the tapes?
I'm getting
I want to see the spinning the chairs.
very worried about you right now.
Spinning the chairs.
You think this is a new chair?
That is a totally new chair.
2 years ago.
Really? That shit's good.
Oh, there it is.
It's weird. It's like a mixture of like Asian and like Latin.
Yeah, it's damn good.
Oh yeah.
Are you okay?
Simmons.
This is now going to be a thing.
I'm angry.
Yeah, it's been there for. Simmons has been using this chair for literally years.
For years.
Since we've moved here.
Nah.
Now is your reality just completely?
Nah.
Are we start gaslighting him? No. I'm gonna be honest with my friend here.
They're messing with me, man.
We just got that chair, Steve.
Yeah.
We just did.
Good.
We just got that chair.
That's
Steve.
why I said
literally got it like before you got here.
Yeah, that's why that
what
blue
I'm saying.
chair's there.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, dude, why do you put the blue chair there? We're supposed to all be sitting
Yeah,
on the
exactly.
right there.
It's not. This is really not a bit with you. You really don't recognize
No,
the chairs.
well, yeah.
But I've been sitting here for like.
Simmons is still on the
You don't have to lie to him, okay?
Right?
The joke is over.
I know.
We bought the chair yesterday.
Simmons is trying really hard with this joke, Max.
Yes.
Oh my.
We bought.
I know
the chair
that.
That's not a
yesterday.
joke.
Unbelievable.
Oh man.
Dang it.
Don't die.
So in a second, the damn emotes are all over the place.
Oh my God.
Look what's going on. I'll show you guys so you can see what's happening.
Oh, that's not
Emotes are
emotes?
everywhere.
Oh, he must have now.
They're interacting. Get out of here!
Smack
Fucking Benny!
Smack them.
Get out of here!
Get this one top.
Get this shit out of here!
Where's that? No, there's one over there.
Get out of here, Magnetos!
Oh,
Get out
there
of
you go.
here!
I got that one. I did.
They're everywhere.
Now,
We did it. Oh my God.
there you go. That's
so many.
better. That's much better. Now they're back there.
Oh damn.
Okay.
I can swat them on.
Hi, chat. We're back. Once you leave Elden Ring,
Oh
I don't
God.
know if this is okay. Once
I
you
wanna
leave
leave.
Elden Ring, it's hard to. Kenny's hasn't left yet.
I want to go back.
Go to home and play. Once you leave Elden Ring, it's hard to realize what life is without it, you know, and we have to get back to normal.
Go outside and touch.
Touch some grass.
Grass.
Look at the sky. Talk to the sun.
Wow.
Elden Ring was a meteor that crashed down, similar to the events of the actual game.
Yeah.
So what
It
you're
just
saying
ripped
is,
the land asunder.
Spoiler.
So what you're saying is that once you go Black Knight, you never go back.
I wish there was another part to it.
I mean,
where
there's
it's like,
I'm sure there's a build for that in the game.
He could probably be a black.
oh no, there is. Yeah, there's a spot
Black
later
Flame.
on in the what's it called, the snow place, where you fight two of those guys at the same time, and guess what you get? Their gear. You actually get their armor set.
Holy shit! So you're
I
saying
got the armor set that's the it's like the black plated one. It's skinny and you look like the Berserk dude. It's like straight up
No,
the Berserk. armor.
this one is like you can be the cavalry guy,
the
the Knight's Cavalry.
really?
Yeah, you get their armor. You can be a ring wraith.
I got the Medea out.
Yeah.
Oh, the ring
It's-
wraiths
it's-
one.
It's way later, and
ring
it
wraith?
only pops out at night, and they're protecting a caravan, and
They're
there's two
always
of
at,
them.
it's always at night.
It's always at night.
Okay.
But there's a nighttime
I ran
caravan.
past that caravan at night. I didn't see any Nazgul.
There's two Nazguls that are protecting.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it
Maybe
despawn
I'll go
after
back
the
and do
frost
that.
giant? Like if I kill the frost giant, will it?
No, you can always go to it. So chat told me about it way later.
Yeah.
Like way later. And after I was done with the game, and I was just like, oh, there's something I missed, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, I never even saw these guys. So yeah, you did miss it.
you can get the black armor and then you
That's
can
a
walk
pretty
around.
late game though.
Oh well, I could probably get to that.
Kind of late game, yeah.
So it's a big Black Knight, and how big is the sword?
About 8 inches.
6 to 8 inches.
That's terrible. I don't know. That's not impressive. I'm not impressed.
I killed the first.
Not impressed. I'm not impressed.
I killed the first one of those by just making it run through a minefield. of poison. Do you know about that in Khalid? Like right on.
Oh yeah, they run through the rot.
Yeah, when you're on your way to the Bible Blackbird. There's an area. There's like this hill, and it's got all those little like goblins on it.
Yeah.
And they have poison mines.
Oh yeah. Oh, they just blow up on the mines.
So you just get him to follow you up, and he hits all this poison shit. And just blah.
Chat, this is what happens when a game will take anywhere between 50 to 190 hours of playtime to beat. It just absorbs your life. So yeah, Elden Blade is done. Elden Ringland Blade is over, and we're back.
Oh,
and we were.
I was having you two. I'm still in it.
I was having.
Wait, we're technically back. Kenny's still work.
I beat it.
I'm 8 inches in.
You beat it before Max?
Yes.
Yes.
Holy fuck!
He likes the game.
Yeah, I'm going in relatively blind.
To be fair,
Yeah.
to be fair, there's a
Well, Simmons doesn't play Elden or Dark Souls. games.
right. No, there's a grind spot in the game, like a really, really good grind.
Oh, so you level up. You level
And
up.
I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
am taking all advantage of this.
Yeah. Okay, I got you.
Completely.
And
I was
Simmons had
doing-
like people on call with him telling him where to go and
I
shit.
did
Yeah,
that
Krim
too.
was pretty much. I'm like, Krim, I want to enjoy this game, and I'm not going to enjoy being lost and confused.
So yes.
So I'm like,
I love
I
being
see,
lost
I
and
see.
confused.
normally
I love
that's
it.
okay, except and when it's just like a big Bible Blackbird comes out of the sky, bah, one hit. And you're like,
Yeah.
That, what?
Yeah. I don't mind backseating when it's like helpful in my my
Yeah.
game.
No, like
And-
with
and-
the
and-
video games community, they're really
Well, like
good
I
about
said
it.
it too. I said, I did a
respectful.
I said
Constructive criticism.
I said respectful sack beating, which is what I got.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it because the thing was, is like Krim was kind of like
Zan, thank you.
He would find something and then he'd relay it to me.
Yeah.
And then sometimes he'd hear about something and he'd tell me about it, and I would go confirm or deny it.
Yeah.
So I have a hilarious thing that is like, this will only happen if you don't know. Right? This will only happen if you're unaware and unprivy to like what's going on. And even the chat was trying to warn me about it, and I was just like ignoring the chat at the time.
Yeah.
There's a whole quest line that literally lasts half of the game, where you follow a character and you help her out and you help her out and you keep going throughout the whole game and get her to go through all these events to get to the certain spot.
Yeah.
And then you finally beat a boss at the spot with her help. Or you help her. There's like options.
Yeah.
So you go back and you're like, was that it? So you go back and she's just sitting on the floor. You're like, oh, let's go talk to her. But she's like above a cliff. Right? There's like a small jump that you have to make to get over there.
What the fuck?
So she's laying on the floor and she looks like she's dying. So I jump and I land on her. And jumping in Elden Ring does 1 point of damage to everything. One single point of damage, including her, and her health pool is 1. So at the end of her entire quest line, I'm running down to go see what she says and what she's gonna give me. And she dies. She's like, regardless of what you've done, I'll never forget you. I'm like,
Great.
what? I didn't know, much less did I even know that jumping causes damage. I didn't. I learned it today.
You know what?
I have no idea.
What the fuck is that?
I learned that the same way. Like there was
Kenny
the
did
donkey.
that, I saw.
You
There was
killed the donkey?
Yeah, like the guy was selling stuff. Like, hey, I want to go on this donkey. I want to ride this donkey. I jumped on his donkey. And he went, and he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh shit, I'm sorry.
What are you doing?
I jumped on his
We did
donkey.
tell you. That's the thing. I specifically ignored the chat because that's the cool part about it. Like,
you experienced that.
did it actually change anything? No. Literally
No.
changed. The quest was over. It still gave me the item, but it led to an absolute fucking hilarious moment of like, can I reverse this? I just literally Goomba stomped this quest line that I've been following for like days.
I did the same thing with the snack boss. You know, after you beat the snack boss.
Yeah,
And then the lady's there, and I'm like, I saw it. I'm like, oh, his head is there, and it's wiggling. And I started jumping and
fucking
killing, like hitting it, and I didn't know the waifu was lying down right there.
And then her husband shows up.
So like she's dead next to the snake man. I'm like, oh, take this, you fucking snake. And I'm like, what just happened? She's like, oh, I'm dead. I'm like, oh shit, no.
Yeah, and then her bodyguard comes out.
And then her husband.
What have you done?
That side of shit is amazing, right? I think
so
that
bad.
kind of stuff is like that not knowing a kind of element is specifically why I love playing through the game and just like I'm just gonna miss those
It's
sometimes.
discovery. It's
Yeah.
discovery.
True discovery.
You're
all this
you're
shit's supposed
traveling
to
and
be.
you're exploring the entire world.
Did I attack the Pope, the Turtle Pope? No. I never did. He's like
never
the
did
nicest
either.
guy in the game.
Yeah.
You
I've never
can.
met the turtle pope.
Yeah, you did.
No.
Bullshit.
Bullshit. You had to have.
You had to have met him.
No, I've never seen him.
What the fuck? That's just one of those
He's
races.
lying. Kenny
No.
lies.
How far have you gotten?
I'm almost at the end of
You've
the game.
never run into a giant turtle that is super cool with a giant Pope hat.
Nope.
He just missed that side of grace.
That's bullshit.
He just missed the.
I swear
way.
to you, I have not seen a turtle
There's
poke.
no
well,
way.
you-
Because you can walk to it, or you could teleport it when you're in Raya Lucaria, when you're in Hogwarts.
You know how big Raya Lucaria is?
Sure, but he could also just walk
Tempest
to it
said he
on the
missed the
side of
turtle
the road.
Yeah.
It's just on the side of that part of the
But
map.
you don't
just
have to
walk-
go up there, up that side of the map. You can go to Raya Lucaria and just
Kenny
completely
never
ignore
went to
that
the
side.
church.
Are you fucking really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm actually surprised
Kenny
because
never
what happens
went
if
to
you
the
don't go to the
church.
Pope?
I don't know.
He
I've
never
just
went
never
to
seen him. I heard the church Pope was
the
cool.
Church of Ella.
See?
Well, long story short, it's just another church, right? That has another like item that you get. That's sort of like a waypoint between like one spot to the other. And it's right next to, you know, when you go to Raya Lucaria, there's like the big ass church, like that's like the thing in the middle. Hogwarts is in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's like a mountain range that you can run up on the right side, and then there's like a left side. So it's like Raya Lucaria is in the middle.
Yeah.
If you just run up the right side and just keep following it, you'll come across Turtle Pope in his church.
Kenny, you didn't
But
go to the
didn't.
right side. You should have went to the left side. But if you go to the right side, that's the problem.
What Steve is actually saying
Yes,
is literally so much of Elden
I
Ring.
know,
Yeah.
There's like, you go back and you're like, Jesus,
watched it.
I just went left here, and then so much stuff happened that I forgot where the hell the left was. And now I gotta go all the way back and figure out, like, where the fuck was that? Like, that's almost all the game. So at one point I'm surprised, but I'm actually not surprised that you didn't find that
Well, because you, like, I found some spots that you didn't even know.
Oh,
when
yeah.
I went down and I
Oh, I
fought
know.
that Crimson Knight, you're like, where the hell are you? And I fought that one
that was an
Crimson
opening
Knight.
area of the game. Like, where the fuck are you?
Yeah.
You guys mentioning Turtle Pope only reminds me of Avatar and that giant turtle.
Yeah.
It's not that much different.
Really?
Also, I ended my playthrough with +8 or +9 flasks. And
I think I was plus more than you, actually.
yeah, you can actually
Yeah.
get it even higher. I did not find that many larval tears.
I think I have like
Sacred
10.
tears.
Sacred tears.
They're in churches.
Yeah, they're in churches.
You just
So
have to go
I
to churches.
I also missed a ton of churches. I got all the golden seeds to get the
Yeah.
most flasks, but I did not find all the
I
tears.
think I'm plus 11.
I think
I'm
I was
around there.
9 at the end of mine.
Yeah, because I remember watching your like last stream. I'm like, he's actually lower on flasks than I am.
Yeah, I never ended up finding.
Which is weird.
I was
because,
looking
like,
for him too.
You absolutely would have explored more of that map than me. Like I got to like Caelid, and I'm just like, bye. Like thing is like Caelid is Ohio. And the things to do there is leave.
I'm not even kidding you. I spent 2 streams just searching all of Caelid and all the crazy shit that happens there.
Like, Caleb is like, nope.
There's a nutty ass farm of the Rot Knights in the middle of the dank lake.
Yeah.
And they
Commander
rise
Neil.
out of the ground from Commander Neil. And you could farm them for literally like 6 pieces of crazy good gear and weapons. They have like all this stuff, and I was literally farming their asses to get this stuff and just killing them over and over again, just to get their armor and
Yeah,
their
that
weapons.
place is a whole bunch of nope. I just kind of mostly go through there and that's it. Like, I barely do stuff in there.
So you explored all of the game.
No,
Okay.
I tried.
Yeah.
I fucking tried as much as I could with like. As much as I could of like just on a first playthrough.
Yeah, exactly.
But I still probably missed anywhere between 15 to 20 bosses.
How much percent do you think you've done through the game so far?
Probably 90 to 95.
Oh, okay. So you've
It was a healthy, like, I mean, if you want to talk about like critical things, I found all of them.
Okay.
I found all the big critical bosses and all of that shit.
But side quests and stuff like that, you're like, eh.
Did you find the big crazy Midsummer-esque area north of Atlas near a windmill? If you mean where all the ladies are dancing. Yeah. Yeah, the windmills like draws your attention over there. And you're like, ooh, I'm going to go over there. There was some places in Land of the Giants, the snow area, that I definitely missed when I go back and I look at it.
Ant-Man.
Yeah, that place is optional completely. Yeah, and the story behind that's actually kind of interesting too. When I looked into the lore of it, like why the ants are big.
Muffin, can you shoot
If I-
HP XJD3 for me?
Damn.
Got him.
Got him. Like, the thing too is like, I love the game. I can't give it a 10 out of 10 because most of the lore has to have me read it. I'm like, oh man. I'll be real. I'm like, you know,
You don't want to sit there.
Trust me.
I don't say-
Wait for some YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And just like catch up like with what's
Yeah.
going on with character quest lines because it's nice. It's hard to keep invested with lore in that game when it's so scattered.
Yeah.
You know,
scattered,
you'll
and I
forget
gotta
like
read-
what things are.
96 months.
Holy shit.
Dudas McBrodicus.
Thank you, Dudicus. We've actually passed a few hundreds.
Damn.
Just about had a few hundred with 3 digits.
Holy hell.
We got into the triple digit club. Oh my god.
Did you get the hidden armor with all the chariots? So yeah, I found out about this post game.
Bevo says the story is trash. Max, what do you think of the story?
It's good.
It's good?
It's fun.
Okay.
And it's way better than Dark Souls. I never really liked Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3 story. I really could never get into it.
Really?
It's like, for the land of fire burst from ash, but man was birthed from ash and traveled across the tarnished land.
It's how they tell it. It's how they
Exactly.
tell it.
And
Yeah.
that's
Elden
kind
Ring
of
is the same alphabet soup, though.
this.
Honestly, it's not as cool as Bloodborne.
But here's the thing. I think this story is a bit closer. It's a bit more grounded in terms of the way like a Lord of the Rings is a bit more grounded. I definitely feel George R. Martin's
background.
I feel his world building in here, even though I know nothing of his storytelling. The world building is a bit different than typical FromSoft.
Well, I read an interview with Miyazaki, and he was saying that like he had to tell him like don't write a plot for the game to happen during the game.
Yeah, everything happened a long time ago.
Everything has to be before the game.
Yeah,
because he didn't want to have any. He didn't want to have a plot like unfolding in the game. Like
exactly.
Like the design of the game is more about like post.
Yeah.
All the stuff going.
All
down.
the crazy shit that went down has already happened.
Yeah.
Long story
in the
short.
game.
I don't know
Okay.
what I
and
know
you're
about
just
the
there.
story. I don't dig for balls.
Yeah.
There's an Elden tree and there's a ring and it cracked.
So
That's all I know.
Here's a small taste of what is like involved.
They call me Tarnished.
I watched one video of about Nokron, right? The city under the stars, right?
yeah.
Essentially an eternal cursed city that was at some point before existed above ground, but was essentially like thrown below ground by like a meteorite, like a curse from the stars. You got to the bottom of Nokron and you fight that big bug thing, right? The big space bug.
Yeah.
Did you ever get to that point, Kenny? That has like, it looks like a giant centipede worm thing.
Maybe. I fought a lot of goopy things and I got the...
So you get down there and you get like a bunch of like ants.
Yeah.
But the ants are not normal. They're giant and they're malformed and they're essentially like hybrid ants. And that there's a reason for that is that this curse from the stars permeates the world around it. So everything around the world, including the people, the big giant like buff women and buff guys that are
beautiful city.
they've all been modified by this thing that is essentially altering their DNA. Like when you get down there, and that's what this creature is. And the creature was technically not sent there. It was an answer to the mimic shit, because that's where the mimic shit comes from. It was pretty much a response from the gods that they were trying to play God, that they were trying to create a new god through mimic tier, so through this technology of like these gloopy bullshits, right?
What?
You know mimic tiers, right?
Yeah, I'm like, where are you pulling this from?
It's all in the game.
No, it's not.
Dude,
No, it's not.
dude, you definitely didn't read the lore and all this shit.
what?
Read the lore!
All that shit is an
The
item
mimic
description.
tiers like crucial plot element stuff.
Absolutely. Well,
I came here
and
to
this is
lead,
what I was
not
telling you.
read.
Simmons was like, I wish the co-op wasn't this way. I'm like, well, no, fuck. I'm like, the co-op in all Souls games is weird and cumbersome because it always is tied to story.
Because like everything I've uncovered has been about like the Elden Ring, and then all the things associated with that, and then the Great Runes, and there was
That's just main plot.
right.
I
So
didn't
what
know
you're
I had
saying is
to
not
read
main
items.
plot. It's
No,
side
dude,
plot.
there's a billion subplots in the
There's
game.
a billion
Ronnie,
subplots.
I mean, did you do Ronnie's quest line?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, that's just a subplot.
right.
Like, and that's the biggest subplot of the whole game. The idea that there is this fucking like world and all this fucking shit like below, and yes, there is direct things that answer and say that this town, this eternal city and its inhabitants, a long time ago, were trying to play God.
Okay.
And they were essentially creating a technology
Right,
that
and
would
Ronnie talks about that
make a
too,
new god.
She wanted like the blade or whatever, the treasure.
Yeah, and then either Radagan or Radon or somebody that controls the stars, right? Whatever god
Radon.
controls the stars,
Right.
sent this horrible fucking scourge down there and essentially buried them in an eternal underground city that they would get a fake night sky, and then everybody died. So, except a few inhabitants, which is what's left there.
I played the game.
So all that shit is still in the game. Like, you will never pick up on that stuff, but here's the idea. Here's the coolest part about all the Souls games. And enemy placement and where things are and why things are and what's down there, it all ties to story. Everything.
Yeah, I did.
Bloodborne is the best one.
I did hear Miyazaki in an interview again. He was saying that, like, he says, I admit I do get a little micromanaging.
I'm obsessive about that shit.
Yeah, he's like, I particularly want certain enemies like over here, like right specifically here. Put this
almost
enemy here.
all of his games are like that. Like, enemies won't be in a certain area. Like, there isn't just like giant big women and giant dudes just running around with big things. Like, no,
there's a reason.
There's a reason for it. And
I do feel like a couple times there was just kind of like it felt like they just dumped a couple of these.
Yeah, why is there big ants?
Yeah. Well, the big ants make sense.
Yeah,
to me, like there were like a couple moments, maybe like in like the general catacombs. Where it's just like, we just threw like a pot in here.
Here, let me
for whatever reason.
Let me just it was on a YouTube recommended video, and I'll just pull it up. Go ahead, Kenny.
No, but the thing is, I saw the stuff I have to read. Nobody told me I have to read all this lore.
Yeah, well,
I just like God of War and Ghost of Tsushima. I'm playing the game and they're like, hey, this guy's doing this over there and he's terrorizing people. Oh, okay, I get it. They're telling me, right? This is not 1997 where I have to read all of the lore. I came here to lead, not read.
Wow.
No, and I just, you know what I'm saying? I just want, let me explain it to me.
For me.
For you.
For me, personally.
By the way, that spill, I'm surprised Max didn't blame me for it.
No, I cleaned it up myself and took it. It's
responsibility.
Responsibility.
Hey, the comeback.
Because it was his drink
that
he spilled. So it's his drink. He takes responsibility for his drink.
Okay, so I have no problem reading lore in a video game, but it has to be entertaining. Yeah. If you give me a bunch of shit that's scattered all over the place that isn't very interesting, I'm not going to fucking bother reading it. Like Kenny says. Resident Evil, for example. Resident Evil has some great fucking story dialogue when you read the books and stuff like that. Itchy Scratchy was the best out of anything that you've read out of Resident Evil. And it continues to want you to read all the little documents and stuff like that's going on and stuff like that.
But like the document, you get it. You there, like, right? You pick up something. I get shit. I didn't even know I had to read it. They're in there.
Well, if you pick it up, I mean, it's obviously
it's just like a thing. And then
in Elden Ring, it's like it's not documents. It's literally
Itchy Tasty.
It's like everything you pick up, you have to like go into a menu and inspect.
Yeah.
And then like you have to press a button to inspect, and then it'll give you tiny little small paragraphs.
Yeah. Oh, so you have to put it together?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That's how all the Soulsborne games are.
Ah, okay.
All the story is told by you connecting dots from descriptions of weapons and items and just little doodads.
So they don't just give it to you right away.
No.
Like, you have to like find this stuff.
And I want that.
Yeah. Oh, you just want it straight.
She's give the shit to me.
I don't think the game wants. The game wants.
Here's the way I look at it. I think someone put it best, where it's like, I'm cool with this, but I don't want this to become a standard. It's fine every few years to get a FromSoft game that is told like this or whatever. I don't want every fucking game developer out there trying to mimic this. And do make
imagine if like God of War was like that.
The reason why I think they did that.
Let this be from something.
The reason why I think they did that is because they want the consumer or the people that buy the game to explore. The only way you're going to find all the pieces of said paragraph is if you go around and actually explore and find.
And they have been doing this since 2008.
So there you go. Yeah.
They've been doing this.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree with the sentiment of just kind of like, I really don't.
You don't want to have to go through all that.
I don't. There's because like look at all like Saber said. What can everyone else learn from Elden? What can everyone learn from something? Okay? How about just let FromSoft be their own thing, and then you do your own thing?
Yeah.
Like
But well, I mean that's the big difference when you get like games that are Souls-like, right? Mm-hmm. And they try to emulate the same thing. Some of them do them like better than others, but they never like hit the things that make Souls games great. Like you'll get a game that comes out and it's got like, oh, it's Souls-like and it's got fucking cool combat and you drop your souls and yada yada yada. And you put stats in and you're like, okay, so it's a Souls game. This should be the exact same, and it's not nearly as good. And you're like, well, why not? And you start to pay attention, and it's like, well, the combat isn't what makes Souls games good. It's like the levels and the level design, right? It's like the way that the art design.
Yeah, I mean, some people like
the creativity.
Some people would say
no.
To me,
no.
To me, FromSoft's biggest strength is map design.
Yeah, the world and level design.
Like
of
world and level design to me is kind of like this is what they excel at. They've been making Metroidvanias for a while. And now they did an open world, and it was a nice peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah.
You know what I appreciate the fuck out of that game? Fast travel.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they
fast travel.
Fast travel's
so
brilliant.
big.
Fast travel is nothing special to that
you know
game,
what it is though? It's not special, but fucking goddamn games like
just Red Dead.
Yeah, Red Dead.
They would require you.
Fucking massive
just
map.
Red Dead 2.
They would require you to get to a bonfire in order to fast travel, but they don't in this one. And I still find myself running to a bonfire, and I'm like, it's time to fast travel. Oh wait, I didn't even need to. You just press the button.
You know what needed fast travel? Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about, bro.
It needed it.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, fuck off. If you want to make your game real, so sure, just give me the option. I don't want to dude.
A great example of like a game series that tries to be Souls-like and doesn't execute in the same way that FromSoft does, and you really notice, but they also do something that's way better, which is combat. Is Neo. Neo has significantly better.
Yeah, I don't think Neo's maps have ever been impressive.
They're not good.
Dude,
no, the level design in Neo is PS2, borderline PS2 shit.
Both you and there were other streamers who'd be playing Neo 1 and 2 for like a fucking week.
Yeah.
And every single time I get there, it's like one of 2 fucking levels, and it looks identical.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing seems to have changed.
And there's some differences, and Neo is. I find myself just still absorbed by the game and how cool I fucking look doing shit. Like, also, in the same way, like Ghost of Tsushima, what makes that game special? Like, nothing about like the world is specifically like unique or different than a goddamn Assassin's Creed game, but it looks amazing. It's insanely well polished. It doesn't offer a ton of gameplay variety. However, when the combat clicks, even though it's not super deep, you're just essentially playing Simon Says with enemies.
Yeah.
It looks amazing. Like when you execute like a parry on a dude and you stab him and then you do this to this guy and blow this dude up with your horse. I'm like, this is fucking great.
Which combat better, Neo or Ghost of Tsushima?
Neo 100%.
Wow.
Really?
Well, Neo's made by Ninja Gaiden guys.
Neo's better, but like Ghost is good.
It's great because you parry.
Ghost of Tsushima is like the same kind of combat as like a Spider-Man or God of War. It's meant to be like it's meant to be for mass audiences.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not really like a crazy action game for the most part, even though God of War definitely has some levels to it with like later stuff. And things will get hard for sure.
Yeah.
But there is like so many permutations and things that you can do, and so many weapon classes in Neo that you can combine with things and other things. And there's like a billion different things that you can do.
That's what I'm liking about Elden Ring.
Yeah, and that's Elden Ring makes up for a lot of the combat woes with the fact that there's a billion things you can do. It's like the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 of Souls games.
Yeah.
I heard there's like this crazy overpowered sword.
There's tons of that shit.
Oh, okay.
There's a
Tons of
number
it.
of them. I mean, you can make a lot of swords overpowered because there's a smithing system. You find you find smithing stones, and you basically pay a nominal fee to like upgrade the sword. And like
Monster Hunter.
Sort of. Yeah. It's just way more simpler than that.
It's very simple. It's very simplified.
Dude, the game is like Monster Hunter a little bit, man.
In that sense, you can make a lot of the weapons just
It is
good,
very much like Monster Hunter.
Yeah, you're gonna get the gear. You're gonna fight this thing, get
the gear.
So I ask you guys,
you can
when's
craft.
multiplayer? Because they did announce.
It is.
Multiplayer.
Have you guys been doing it? Because you guys, I'm
on PC.
Me and him are on a PS5.
Oh, okay. So you guys play.
no
We can play like Muffin Man, and like you can get like if you played like if we all on the same system, we can all join you.
So
and just fuck
here's
up
the problem: it has multiplayer,
not crossplay.
But not crossplay. But like I said, the multiplayer in Souls games, and I wish this changes with Elden Ring, but it doesn't. The multiplayer with Souls games is story focused.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the only reason you can actually engage with multiplayer in certain areas is if it lines up with the story.
Yeah.
For example, there are like some areas and fights where you just can't multiplayer.
Right.
You have to wait for a thing to allow you to do it, and you have to have in-game items that you acquire or find a way to get to even enable multiplayer.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's not just a menu that you do and you function and you click.
But it's pretty quick.
It's relatively quick.
Yeah.
But multiplayer and PvP or anything like that is always focused around the story.
Yeah.
Like there's a reason why this is happening, and these are the things you need to make it happen. And even in some ways where, like Simmons, it bugged him about it, there are some spots in the game where they specifically don't do things because of story. And I don't know exactly why. I'm sure somebody will find a reason for it.
Like you can't access certain areas.
Like checkpoints. There's a checkpointing system in Elden Ring that puts you really close to boss fights most of the time. Yeah. So you just run through the door, get killed, and then you're right outside the door again, pretty much run through.
And there was one boss in the game where it didn't have a checkpoint. It had this big empty room right in front of it.
Yeah.
And there was no checkpoint.
There's no checkpoint.
And I'm like, why? Why is there no checkpoint? Why
you die, you have to go all the way back.
Yes, you need to make a big 2.5 minute run, or potentially 3 to 2 minute run.
I don't understand why they have that big empty room in front of it.
I don't know the reason for that one. Somebody will have to find out, between all the billion items that you get and all the things that you pick up from the area, why that might be the case. Yeah. However, towards the end of the game, there's a secret boss fight that you get where you have to make a big ass trek back to it. But there's a good reason behind it. You essentially go back in time to fight this boss.
Yeah.
And you're going back in time before the summoning pools, much less the stakes that are checkpoints, would even exist, before mankind would be there to put those there. So you cannot. There's no checkpoint because mankind would not have been there at that time to do that for you. And every time you run down there, you're going back in time.
That's cool.
So there's there's actually a story reason why this is the way. That's kind of fucking cool. Frustrating when I'm trying to beat this goddamn boss, but kind of interesting.
People are saying it's because Renala hated America. That's why there's no stake of America.
America.
I told you. There's a reason.
Why couldn't they put a bonfire right there? That is a big room right in front with nothing there.
Because it ties. It probably she didn't accept grace either. There's probably something for it.
No, I will not accept this design.
That is absolute. The story always takes priority in Souls games, even at the light of player experience.
They hate bonfires too. Yeah.
Yeah, they probably hate sights of grace
because America stole her husband. That's why there's no stake.
I don't know anything.
That's probably true. That shit's probably
that's
fucking
kind
true.
of, you know what? That's kind of cute, but they still could have put a bonfire because that is a giant, open courtyard.
It doesn't fit with the story. That's their design philosophy.
Nothing's there. There's not even enemies.
The design philosophy for that has always been that way.
Yeah.
Even at the cumbersome of players, which is literally why is co-op so cumbersome? Why is PvP so weirdly cumbersome?
You gotta put a thing.
Why do I have to scratch the floor and wipe my ass in order to co-op with my best friend? What the fuck is going on?
There was a fight that I wanted some help with, and Muffin Man couldn't help me because he didn't find that part of the map.
Exactly.
So he couldn't. He couldn't put his grace there.
He couldn't put a sign down.
He wasn't there yet. So he couldn't help me.
I remember there's a couple of games that if your character hasn't gotten to said area, you can't go into multiplayer with that other person. There's a couple of games that I'm
doing that after Elden Ring.
I can't remember what.
9,000.
But overall, we already know this game is Game of the Year, 100%.
It's going to be Game of the Year for the last 10 years and the next 10 years.
I think every...
How many awards is this thing going to get?
I think it's going to win every Game of the Year award.
It's going to win Best Racing Game of the Year.
Yeah, Racing.
It's going to win Best Family Game of the Year, Best Racing game, Best RPG, Best Action Game, Best Sports game.
There's a lot of games coming out this year.
Audio, that's what I'm talking about.
Personally, I'm like, there's still God of War Ragnarok, and there's still... And for me, there's personal games for me.
What's coming up this year?
God of War Ragnarok.
We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah, there's a chance. There's a pretty good chance.
Jesus Christ.
Somebody told me Avatar 2 was coming out this year. I was like, bro, no way.
It will win every Game of the Year award, and it will deserve it, most likely.
Most likely, but the thing is...
It will win every award, and I'm not going to... And to me, I'm like, yeah, sure. I totally.
Best farming simulator.
The thing is,
this is not a Breath of the Wild scenario for me, where I'm like, you just like it because of the name.
A little bit, though. It is a little bit because it is blood. It is a soul. So it is a soul.
But it's not.
But the thing is, it deserves a lot of the shit.
But here's
it's one of the funnest last games I ever played in years. Well, I wouldn't still give it a perfect 10.
It's the funniest thing is that you mentioned
you know what? You didn't read.
I didn't read. No, not as that.
You mentioned the Breath of the Wild situation where this is getting extra credit because it has Zelda
extra credit. It's Zelda.
Yeah. Elden Ring literally did the exact opposite of that. It took away the Dark Souls moniker, the very popular and very well-selling aspect of it.
Fucking UI.
Sure, but what if
could have called it Dark Souls?
What if Breath of the Wild was made by Nintendo and didn't have Zelda fucking anything anywhere? and was just called Breath of the Wild.
Why not
featured some random
go
Joe
to European Extreme Mode? Just say it's not Nintendo. Say like Sega made it.
Yeah, sure. Would it have been as popular?
No.
But that's the thing. Elden Ring literally did that, where they're like, hey, you know what? It's not Dark Souls. Yeah. It's still Dark Souls in almost every single way, but we're going to take away the title. We're going to ignore the story. We're just going to fucking start fresh. Here's a completely new thing, technically. Yeah. But even though it's still obviously, based on Dark Souls. They could have called it Dark Souls 4 world events, and probably even sold more, potentially. But they didn't do that. They actually reset everything.
Actually, it sold more than any of those.
It did.
Yeah.
So
because word of mouth is a big fucking deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not 10 out of 10, but it's one of the most funnest in capture. Like, this game is just enthralled me more than any game has in the past, 5 to 10 years. Right? Like, and now, you know what? I'll go back. I'll go back and do a lore run. I'll go back and get a piece and read and shit like that and do that. But it's an outstanding game. It is fucking amazing.
Yeah,
I there's a few little tiny problems. Like a 10 out of 10 and everything is perfection. It is perfection.
So what's a 10 out of 10 game for you then, Kenny?
There's two. There's Ghost of Tsushima.
Okay.
And probably God of War. Because the thing is, my character in Elden Ring, he doesn't respond to anything. My character's like, oh, you did a good job. Here's your thing. My character doesn't have any personality. And in Ghost, you see that he changes. You see the acting. You see that with Kratos. You see that the world around him is there's so much acting.
So story is important to you.
Story, music, gameplay.
You want your character to have a little personal connection.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, that's fair.
Exactly.
Yeah, and you're basically just a floating avatar.
Yeah, you're a floating avatar. But that's not a problem at any point. I would play Elden Ring again over God of War and over Ghost of Tsushima again, right? Even though those are great cinematic masterpieces.
Because the game is the game at a fundamental level is designed to be emergent. Yeah. You can take any of the open world mechanics or the mechanics presented to you and just combine them in a billion different ways, and everyone's playthrough will be different. Everyone's gonna discover and figure shit out completely different way.
Exactly.
Especially if you go in blind, right?
Yeah. I didn't go in blind. I went like Simmons. This is my first thing, so I needed help. So that's why I'm yo, help me out, chat. I'll take it. But even though I'm like Simmons when he reads the script for movies, a year in advance. Even though people were helping me and showing me some good shit.
Simmons is proud of that. He's yeah.
Star Wars did that to me. Episode 1, I blame you. Yep. I blame you, George.
But even though I was like that in Elden Ring where people were kind of leading me to some spots, I'm still fucking loving it because I'll still go find stuff on my own as well. But I'm dude, I need to make this a little bit more powerful. Where can I find this thing? And they'll help me out. And, but it hasn't taken...
I spent the first 15 to 20 hours of the game. I'm not even shitting you because of the leveling path that I chose with the fucking basic bitch-ass broadsword, and I could not level it up.
Yeah.
I was legit fucking stuck with what I had for a very long time. And I was just oh, Jesus, man. I couldn't even tell you how long it was that I was just using the most basic fucking starting sword.
Oh,
and I was getting kind of bored and I wanted to find something else.
I was way into the game too with that same sword. Hey, why the fuck are you using the same thing?
I haven't found anything, man.
Yeah, I had the shield. Yeah. Even I think in the beginning it was people were helping me. I wasn't finding OP weapons. I had this basic ass sword and I found a gold shield and I was doing riposte.
I was playing on hard mode for a long ass time. Yeah. I was getting to some fucking very difficult boss fights and shit. And then I found a flamberge, right? Which I was
the Fabergé.
Just give me something.
Changed the game for me.
Yeah, just give me
I ended up using
something.
that most of the game because it has an inherent bleed ability.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, Elden Ring, I have a review up on YoVideogames. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched it or not. My only true I feel issues with the game are a couple of the bosses are not designed well. Specifically with the camera.
Oh yeah, no, the camera. I'd argue the camera is even rougher than previous games in this one.
And I don't think it's is it the majority? No, it's a couple of the boss encounters are really kind of really frustrating because of the camera.
So the funniest thing about that is that that's also a big issue with Bloodborne as well, and you have to learn. After just playing the game a lot to do an unlock sort of thing where you have to lock, relock.
Yeah.
And it helps you position attacks.
And with the Fire Giant, I had to just ignore lock on entirely. I just because it was just screwing up.
Yeah, and that's
screwing.
You're
up
actually doing it correctly. The only problem with that is that you're essentially looking at a giant foot.
You're looking at a foot. You're gnawing at its ankle.
Yes.
Fuck that. I fucked his ankle.
Yeah. So for me, I was like, some of these and like some of like the tree blobs, like they do those things where like they'll fly up on the wall and they'll jump in the air and flip around and smash down. Yeah. And it's like they're in these tiny rooms with a bunch of vines that'll like just get right in front of the camera's face. I'm like, this boss is too big and doing too much flippy dippy stuff in too small of a room with too many vines.
There's the camera in this one has a lot of issues. I completely agree.
Yeah, so I was like, the camera's got issues. And the other thing, which could be fixed, is I think it's hard to ignore it. This is more, I think, because of the version I played. The game's not optimized on anything. And there were a couple of bosses, unfortunately, the phase 1 of the last boss, where effects-heavy bosses might cause more input latency. Because it'll like ever so slightly chunk the frame rate a little bit.
Oh, I see what you mean.
And it's just like a smidgen more input latency than already is. And I feel like I made a mistake when I played the PS5 version. I should have played PS4.
PS4 Pro runs better.
On PS5 because it runs better.
That's
it's like
so
one of the
crazy.
best running versions.
You essentially get less grass.
You get less, and I feel like I made a huge mistake doing that. So it just. And there was a couple bosses where I'm like, why did my roll not come out? I'm like, I don't have this problem on most
God
of the other
damn
bosses.
it, that's me all the fucking time.
Like there are a lot of bosses the roll's fine, whatever, it comes out.
Yeah, I saw Kenny was getting frustrated that you think you switch weapons and stuff like that, but the game has a mechanic where unless the character has action freedom, like if you're in the middle of a roll and you try pressing right to switch your weapon, it won't switch.
Yeah.
You have to wait till the character has returned to a neutral state and they actually physically go back here and grab the next thing.
Yeah.
You have to wait for that to happen.
So yeah, there was some like dropped input lag where I'm like, I wish this was ironed out a little bit because it made some bosses just like the boss. I'm like, I'm learning the pattern. Actually, it's just like
Series X.
Holy
bro.
cow! Like
we're chilling.
Like my character's standing there, and I'm like,
I should have got that.
Forward and roll or back and roll or side and roll.
Xbox
I'm like,
bought a bunch of fucking companies. So.
okay,
It'll take them a while.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna get a ton of games.